everybody who checked out the Making of Sheet documentary. I had a lot of fun cutting that together. I'm beginning to look into like the festival circuits, and once again thank you all for checking out the film itself. This video is going to be a little funky because I'm actually going to talk about two films instead of making two videos, so I'm going to be a little bit brief on both of them so as to keep this video nice and tight. I'm sort of I guess in character for this. I mean, first of all, just don't let me go shopping, guys. Don't let me go shopping. I don't know, it's been a while since I've gone shopping, so I treated myself. You should do that too every now and then. We're talking about Allied and Nocturnal Animals. Okay, I'm going to talk about Allied first, which I saw last week. Allied is directed by Robert Zemeckis, stars Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard. I liked this film. I thought it was very reminiscent of a Casablanca kind of story. It's like a love story, but it's also sort of like this suspense kind of espionage thriller. And I actually thought that Zemeckis balanced this tone very well. I felt like the core of the movie was really this love story, and then all the espionage stuff was kind of like the trimmings and trappings and stuff, and I thought it actually worked out pretty well. Performances were very, very, very good across the board. Definitely the one who deserves the most notoriety is Marion Cotillard, who's one of my favorite actresses. I've loved her since La Vie en Rose, Inception. Her work is very exceptional, I would say. She really pulls it off. Pitt, who I find to be a very capable actor. For me, he's not like my favorite actor, but I do like his work. Fight Club, I think for me, is the standout role. But he's done such great work over the years, Inglourious Basterds, definitely. And I think he did some really, really good, solid work in the film. Direction-wise, I thought Zemeckis really, he created a really beautiful landscape. I mean, shot in incredible locations, the period wardrobe, and all of this stuff was great. While this was a very, very good, entertaining film, I'm not sure if this is going to get like a Best Picture or not. Obviously, it's out in this, time of year, so it's possible. I just feel like there might be some stronger films that, maybe carry through all the way to the end. And I felt like this movie did have a few spots that kind of took me out of it. There were a couple of like little CG-laden moments. Hold on a second. Hey, Pop, I'm shooting a review really quick. Let me call you back. Okay. Mostly blended pretty well, but first act, it took me a while to get invested, but once I was in there in the second and third act, I was really very invested and intrigued. I'm going to give this movie a B+. Very strong B+, like an 89%. It was really, really solid. I enjoyed it. I probably will actually buy this movie because I actually felt like there was some rewatch value. Moving into review number 2, Nocturnal Animals, which I just walked out of. Now this is a movie that's also getting a lot of Oscar buzz this season. I did not really enjoy my experience in the theater. I felt like because it was a little bit more of an indie thing, there was a lot of pretentious people in the audience, and literally I picked up my popcorn to chew it, and this lady had a problem with it. And I was just like, I have done nothing. So I moved my seat to the front. Directed by Tom Ford, visually beautifully stunning. This is kind of a metafiction piece, and I love metafiction, as you can tell by my recent short film. So I was really intrigued by this. Felt like the first act, I had no clue where this was going. It was a very slow burn of a film. Once we got into the second act and the third act, this movie definitely had some very surprising elements and surprising moments. Cast across the board was fantastic. Gyllenhaal, I feel like he's been kind of overlooked for a while. Nightcrawler, he was fantastic. I don't think he was even nominated for the film. And this one, I'd be surprised if he didn't at least get supporting actor nomination. Amy Adams, again, turns in another fantastic performance, and she's not really in the movie as much as you might think because it's kind of like a story within a story without any spoilers. There's also a few other roles in the movie that I think really should be highlighted this year at the Oscars and other award shows. Aaron Taylor Johnson, whose work I find to be hit and miss. I really loved him in Kick-Ass, and I hated him in Godzilla. I don't know if it was him or the script, because it was such a dull performance for me, okay? And we have, Avengers, where he was fine, he was okay. But in this movie, he blew me away. He became this other person so fully, and I was just really, really, really impressed. Another actor who I think should be highlighted for this is a friend of mine who actually lived with me for a little while. We were roommates for a short while. Karl Glusman, who is one of the supporting cast members of the film, who I had no idea was in the movie. That's how long it's been since I've spoken to him. He gave a phenomenal performance and did a great job. And look out for this guy, because he is talented. I mean, I've always known this. We wrote a play together. The film was very impressive. Michael Shannon, how could I forget? He's going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Overall, I'm going to give this movie an A- because I felt like what stopped it from getting a A for me, like a full A, was just the, I don't know, maybe I need to watch it again to really fully understand everything, because there were some things in this movie that I just was not clear about, but it didn't detract from my enjoyment of the film, and I think it's probably one of the best shot films of the year, and there is a lot of contenders for cinematography this year. What did you guys think of Allied and Nocturnal Animals, if you have seen either of these films? I feel like Oscar season is really starting to stack up now with some really heavy hitters. I think this has actually been a really good year for movies, contrary to what I've been hearing. I mean, yes, I think it's been a divisive year, but I think that's a good thing, because I think there's a lot of films out there that are just really deserving of checking them out in cinemas, because they are very impactful. This at Nocturnal Animals was definitely one. Actually, an Allied as well. Thank you so much for the support. I'm thinking about starting a Patreon soon. It's just, a lot of stuff is going on. We're down to our final 4 subscriptions to get 100. Guys, please help me out. I'd really like to get that, because it just leads to more opportunities and collaboration with YouTube to create more content in different and cool ways. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to Vigilante Mode Reviews. Thank you so much. Happy holiday season, and until next time,
Vigilante Mode.